Is Tesla overvalued? Is it worth it to buy Tesla right now at over $2,000 per share? This is the bull case for buying Tesla stock right now, even though it's up over 800% this year. So is it worth it to buy a stock at $2,100 or potentially $420 if you're watching this after the stock split? I just made a video about the stock split, so I'll link that up in the corner and at the end of the video. Today we're going to talk about the advantages that Tesla has in safety, autonomous driving technology, Tesla solar and energy, market share, and valuation. A lot of the points in this video are from a Q&A that Rob Maurer from Tesla Daily did. That Q&A is about an hour long, but definitely worth the watch if you have the time. I'll link that down in the description below. There's no doubt that the entire transportation industry is moving away from internal combustion engine vehicles and towards electric and autonomous vehicles. In 10 years, ICE vehicles are probably going to seem like antiques. Electric vehicles have advantages in cost of performance, cost of fuel, and efficiency. There are also safety advantages to having so much weight in the bottom of the car where the battery pack is. It creates a lower center of gravity that helps prevent the car from flipping over in accidents, and it creates a strong structure at the base of the vehicle. Since there's no engine in the front of the car, the trunk under the front of the hood just acts as a giant cushion during impact, and this crumple zone carefully controls the deceleration of occupants. All of Tesla's vehicles have scored 5 stars on pretty much every safety test that there is. The Model 3, S, and X are the 3 safest cars ever tested by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, with their newest vehicle, the Model 3, taking the #1 spot. The Model 3 also has the best results for a side pole impact out of any vehicle tested by NHTSA. They have a patented pillar structure and side sills to absorb as much energy as possible in a short distance, whereas most cars get crushed by side pole impacts. Autonomous vehicles are also much safer than human drivers. Tesla's current autopilot software costs $8,000, so they are already making money off of it, and it continues to get better. Whenever a human driver intervenes because the autopilot is about to do something incorrectly, the data from that intervention is sent back to Tesla. It improves the neural net, and then improved updates are wirelessly sent to the vehicle. There are debates on when, but in the next couple of years, they will achieve full autonomous driving, and once this has been accomplished and they get approved by government regulators, they will have an autonomous robotaxi network that will be able to charge much less than Uber because they are electric and they have no labor costs. If you own a Tesla that has full self-driving, you can then add your car to the network and allow it to make money for you. This is a huge advantage that Tesla has over the supposed competition. Data is the key to winning the autonomous vehicle race, and Tesla is winning by a mile. They have an estimated 3 billion miles of autonomous driving data, while their closest competitor Waymo has an estimated 20 million miles. Tesla customers pay them to use this feature and then use that data to make improvements, whereas Waymo has to pay to acquire their data. Tesla is a technology company because of what they are doing with autonomous driving. They created their own autonomous driving computer chip because nothing on the market was good enough for what they were trying to do. They're also working on a supercomputer called Dojo, which is going to train the Tesla neural net that will control the self-driving cars. This computer has the potential to be one of the world's most powerful supercomputers. This is probably the most overlooked part of Tesla. This is going to be a huge part of Tesla becoming a $1 trillion company. Just like the automotive industry moving towards electric, the energy industry is moving towards renewables. There's a lot of room for innovation in renewable energies, and the cost of solar continues to go down over time, whereas the oil industry has pretty much reached the bottom in terms of cost declines. Tesla battery packs are used to store energy received by the solar panels, so you can have a constant power source at night when the sun is unavailable. 9 out of 10 of the largest companies by revenue in the world are energy or automotive companies, and Tesla is both of these. Tesla's market share in worldwide EVs sold has been increasing with 17% in 2018, 23% in 2019, and roughly 26% so far this year. Last year, Tesla accounted for almost 80% of all electric vehicles sold in the United States. The Tesla Model 3 was #1 by far with more than 150,000 sold. The closest non-Tesla on the market was the Chevy Bolt with 16,000 sold. So for every 9.5 Model 3 sold, there was 1 Chevy Bolt sold. And I don't blame the American people either. Aside from all the Tesla advantages we just talked about, would you ever buy this car? This year, Tesla is only forecasting around 500,000 deliveries worldwide, but they've been growing production at a compound annual growth rate of 50% and have made it clear that they plan on continuing to do so. This would put them at 4 million deliveries by 2025, almost 10 million by 2027, and 20 million by 2030. Now, this may seem crazy at the moment, but they only have the Fremont factory and Giga Shanghai producing cars right now, with Shanghai only at about half capacity. Once Shanghai ramps up and Giga Berlin and Giga Texas are producing cars, there's going to be a massive increase in the number of cars being produced. There has always been a huge demand for Tesla vehicles. Their Q2 deliveries during a pandemic were only down 5%, whereas the rest of the automotive industry was down 40%. In 2016, their operating expenses were $2.2 million, with a revenue of $7 million. In 2019, their operating expenses were about twice as much at $4.1 million, so you might assume a revenue of around twice as much at $14 million, but they actually had a revenue of $24.5 million. So their OPEX doubled, but their revenue more than tripled. This increase in operating leverage is very important. The more that they grow, the more efficiently they can produce cars. And once all 4 car-producing gigafactories are running at full capacity, this will continue to increase. In early 2023, they are forecasting around 1.5 million deliveries. At an average selling price of $45,000, they would be generating $68 billion in revenue. With a 23% gross margin, they would be bringing in $15.5 billion in gross profit. Now, about 15% of Tesla's non-automotive revenue comes from things like solar and energy. So conservatively assuming that this percentage doesn't continue to grow, if we add another 15% to that $68 billion, we get another $10 billion. So in 2023, Tesla should be generating around $80 billion in revenue. Operating income would be their profit of $15.5 billion minus their OPEX of SG&A and R&D costs. Their SG&A and R&D have been decreasing over time, but if we conservatively say that they level off at the current values of 10% and 5% respectively, that would be a total of $12 billion in operating expenses, leaving $3.5 billion in operating income. In 2017, Amazon had $4 billion in operating profit. They were valued at over $700 billion. If Tesla reaches a similar operating profit like the example we just went through, then it wouldn't be insane to value them similarly at close to $700 billion. At a current price of $2,000 and about $350 billion valuation, doubling that to a $700 billion valuation would put them at a 2023 price target of roughly $4,000 or $800 after the stock split. So are they overvalued at $2,000? No, not if you're a long-term investor. As we talked about before, they are most likely going to continue to increase their operating leverage, so they could produce much more than $3.5 billion. One last note before you try to say that they are overvalued compared to other automakers. Tesla is a technology company and should be valued as one. Again, they sell an $8,000 full self-driving software package for their computer on wheels. If you haven't driven one yet, go take one for a test drive. Appreciate the feeling of being in a spaceship, and you'll change your mind. Thanks for watching, guys. This is a new channel, but personally I am sick of people asking me to smash the like button and subscribe to their channel, so do whatever you want, and hopefully I'll see you next time. If you're just getting into investing and want a free stock from Robinhood, you can join with the link down below. Also, if you create a Webull account with the link down below and fund it with at least $100, you can receive 2 free stocks, with one of them being valued up to $1,400. See ya!